Imagine a haunting scene. A man possessed by thousands of demons, living among the tombs, screaming day and night. The setting is a cemetery on the outskirts of the city, where the stench of death and abandonment permeates the air. This man was not just a mere social outcast. He was someone whose soul had been consumed by the forces of evil, a tormented spirit held captive by a legion of demons. But why did these very demons, upon encountering Jesus, plead to enter a herd of pigs? The answer to this intriguing question will not only change your understanding of spiritual power, but also of Jesus' supreme authority. By the end of this video, you will have a profound understanding not only of why the demons made this strange request, but also of what this episode reveals about Jesus' absolute power, and most importantly, how this can impact and transform your life. Let's dive into this fascinating story, which begins on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, in the region known as the land of the Gadarenes. The encounter in Gadara, the possessed man. The account begins after an astonishing miracle when Jesus calmed a furious storm in the middle of the sea. The disciples, still amazed by what they had just witnessed, disembark on the shores of the Gadarenes. Imagine the scene. The water still agitated by the residual waves, the boat gently rocking, and the disciples in shock as they step onto solid ground. However, before they could even catch their breath, something terrifying happens. From the nearby tombs, a completely naked and disfigured man runs towards them. Mark 5 and Luke 8 describe the condition of this man in gruesome detail. He lived among the tombs, a place considered impure and cursed according to Jewish law. His physical state was deplorable. He was covered in self-inflicted wounds, and his heart-wrenching screams echoed day and night. No one could control him. Even the chains that had been tried to restrain him could not hold him, as he would break them time and again with superhuman strength. This man, who seemed more beast than human, was the epitome of despair and torment. It was not merely a case of demonic possession. He was under the control of a legion of demons. In the context of the Roman Empire, a legion consisted of about 6,000 soldiers. So while it cannot be claimed with certainty that there were exactly 6,000 demons in this man, the word legion suggests he was completely overrun by a vast army of evil spirits. It was as if each demon was a thread tangled in a complex web of wickedness, all working together to keep him in a state of perpetual suffering. The confrontation, Jesus and the legion of demons. The encounter between Jesus and this man is one of the most intense and dramatic spiritual confrontations in the entire Bible. When the man sees Jesus, he runs toward him and falls at his feet. For a moment, it seems that the true essence of this man emerges, recognizing in Jesus an authority that transcends his situation. However, what happens next is even more astonishing. Through the man's mouth, the demons begin to speak. "What do you have to do with us, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment us." Mark 5:7. The immediate reaction of these demons is astounding. They not only recognize who Jesus is, but they do so without hesitation. They knew exactly who they were dealing with, and their fear was evident. It's as if a criminal who knows he has no escape pleads before the judge before receiving his sentence. This immediate acknowledgement reveals a startling truth. Demons not only believe in Jesus, but they also fear him. As James 2:19 states, You believe that God is one. You do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Jesus, with absolute calmness, commands them to leave the man. It is here that the narrative takes an unexpected turn. Instead of simply being expelled, the demons make a strange request. They plead to be sent into a nearby herd of pigs. This peculiar request raises many questions. Why would the demons want to inhabit animals? What did this unusual request mean? The nature of the request, the demons, and the pigs. To understand this request, we need to explore some cultural and spiritual details of the time. In Jewish culture, pigs were considered unclean animals, and the law of Moses prohibited their consumption, Leviticus 11:7-8. This already indicates that we were in predominantly Gentile territory, probably the region of Decapolis, a set of 10 cities of Greco-Roman influence. The fact that Jesus was in this Gentile land underscores that his ministry was not limited solely to the Jewish people. He brought liberation, even in places that the religious society of the time would consider unworthy. The demon's choice of pigs is also not random. Confronted with Jesus' supreme authority, the demons knew their fate was sealed. They desperately sought a way to remain active in the physical world, and the pigs represented a final opportunity to cause harm. It was as if they preferred to inhabit any form, no matter how degrading, rather than face expulsion. Furthermore, by asking to enter the pigs, the demons reveal their true destructive nature. They knew their presence would lead to the animals' destruction, causing chaos and economic loss in the region. Even in their defeat, they sought to inflict the greatest damage possible, reminding us of Jesus' words in John 10:10. "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy." Jesus' response, power and authority. Jesus, demonstrating his absolute dominion over the forces of evil, allows the demons to enter the pigs. But this act is not a sign of weakness. With this simple action, Jesus shows that even when evil seems to be winning, it is entirely under his control. The result is immediate. The herd of pigs, about 2,000 animals, rushes down a cliff and falls into the sea, where they drown. This dramatic event reveals two important things. First, it shows the immense power of Jesus over spiritual forces. With a single word, he controls the fate of thousands of demons. He is the absolute sovereign, and nothing, not even an army of demons, can resist his authority. Second, it exposes the true nature of the demons. Their sole intention is to destroy. While they controlled the man, they made him live in a state of suffering. And once they entered the pigs, their presence caused the death of these animals. The reaction of the crowd, fear in the face of the divine. The inhabitants of the region, upon hearing what had happened, rushed to the scene to see for themselves. What they find is almost as shocking as the disappearance of the pigs. The man, who had been possessed by a legion of demons, is now sitting, dressed, and in his right mind. The transformation is so profound that it is hard to believe. This man, who had been a living threat to the region, is now a living testimony to Jesus' power to liberate and restore. However, instead of celebrating this miracle, the crowd is terrified. The fear they feel is not just for the loss of the pigs, but because they have witnessed divine power in action, a power that challenges their understanding, and that instead of drawing them closer, drives them to ask Jesus to leave. This reaction reminds us how often people fear the unknown, even when it is something good. The liberated man, a living testimony. The liberated man, on the other hand, has a completely different reaction. Filled with gratitude, he wants to follow Jesus. However, Jesus gives him a different mission. Return to your home and tell how much God has done for you. Luke 8:39. With this, Jesus sends him as a missionary to his own community, a living testimony of God's power. This episode teaches us about the spiritual battle that is constantly taking place in our world, and about Jesus' absolute authority over all forces of evil. The demons recognized his power, and we too must acknowledge it, not with fear, but with confidence that Jesus has the final word over our lives and our battles. If this video has inspired you, please leave us a comment about what impacted you the most. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content that builds your faith. Thank you for joining us today, and may God bless you.